North of the border, Canada's spy agency says it has seen a sharp increase in the number of Canadians who are involved with terrorist organizations around the world. RT correspondent Alex Michailovich is following the story, joins me now from Toronto, the latest. Alex, what is the Canadian Security Intelligence Service saying exactly?
Anya, according to CSIS, there are 180 Canadians that are actively involved in terrorism, mostly abroad. We're looking at a jump from 2014 when the number was around 130. But when you say 180, it's like cockroaches. You knock on a wall, there might be 3 on the floor, and there's probably another 100 out back. And CSIS is saying they're not really concerned about what the true number really is at this moment, but there are 180 people that they have on their list, 60 of whom actually happen to be home right now, that have come home, and about 100 out of the whole number are dealing with terrorist groups in Iraq and Syria. So we know that this is either tied to al-Nusra, as you guys were just talking about, or to ISIS itself. Now, there's other places in the world that there is terrorist activity going on, and this is not something that's really new to Canada. We have seen terrorism or terrorist cells here in this country. So we do know that our spy agency has kept a very close eye on them for a very long time now.
These numbers are very specific, right? We hear 180 overall. Like you said, 60 that have returned home, yet the agencies are saying they don't actually have enough evidence to charge these individuals, correct? So how exactly are Canadian law enforcement agencies dealing with them?
Well, CSIS has bumped up its power. Last year, there was a bill, C-51, that was signed off last June. And this basically gives the spy agency and law enforcement in this country a lot more power than it had before. Now, for the spy agency, it can do things that it couldn't do before, like tap people's phones, interfere with their travel plans if they were thinking of going to Syria, Iraq, or anywhere else to to get involved in terrorist activity, as well as the fact that they can freeze bank accounts. Now, all this said, Canada itself has to be looking at the home front more than anything. These 60 individuals, I'm sure the spy agencies are very close, or the spy agency, I should say, is very close behind them, checking on what they're doing every step along the way. And we know that they've even said that they've stopped terrorist attacks from happening. So there is this interference going on. Now, as for the Canadian government, you got to hear this. They're starting an Office of Counter-Radicalization. Now, as absurd as that sounds, all it is really pumping up more bureaucracy in this country. There's different ways to go about this. First of all, stop punching people in the face and then inviting them into your house. And that's what's happening a lot of times. People are getting killed on the other side of the world in Iraq and Syria. Then they're brought over here. What do you expect? A and B. Instead of ghettoizing people once they do come to this country, so Syrians stay in one particular building with kids in one particular class and they don't assimilate with society, it'd be a much better idea, instead of opening up a bureau and having more bureaucracy, how about we assimilate these people when they get here so that they don't radicalize, so that they don't come into these clumps and groups across the country, and that we won't have the situation in the first place. As for CSIS, well, the laws are in effect and it can take care of business anytime it needs to.
Similar to what happens to us down here south of the border, Alex, the answer is always more surveillance and bureaucracy, as you pointed out there. RT correspondent Alex Michailovich reporting from Toronto. Thank you so much.
Thank you.